So what is anxiety? Anxiety is your brain and body's natural response to keep you safe from danger. It might be tightening in your chest, it might be thoughts racing, and sometimes we can feel anxiety when we can't even perceive a threat. We can feel like something's wrong, but not quite explain exactly what. We could think of anxiety as like an internal smoke alarm that goes off when the toast burns. There is no fire, but the mechanism is there in place just in case there is a fire. So, what's the difference between anxiety and fear? Well, I can remember a time in my life when I felt definite fear. I was 16, I was with a group of friends in the middle of the woods late at night. It's dark, it's spooky, we don't quite know where we are and we can't quite see where we're going. All of a sudden, we hear a harrowing scream. Before we know it, we are running for our lives in the opposite direction out of the woods. I don't know if it was an animal or a human, but it did not matter. The sound of it was so terrifying, there was no thought involved. We just ran for our survival. This is fear. This is a natural response to immediate danger. Anxiety, however, we can feel anxiety before we go on stage, before we're about to give a talk or a speech. We could feel anxiety at the thought of going to a party with a group of people we've never met. We can feel anxiety when we see a picture of a spider. There's no immediate threat to our survival, but the body responds as if there is. The Human Givens School of Psychotherapy teaches the APET model to describe anxiety. The A in APET stands for activating agent, the stimulus, the thing that sets off the alarm bell. That might be the picture of the spider or the thought of going to a party, a room full of people that I've never met. The P in APET stands for pattern match. Our brain is a pattern matching machine. From the day we are born, we have been scanning the environment to make sense of it, to learn from the past, and build this template of understanding of how the world works. When we see that picture of a spider, our brain recalls all previous experiences that look like that spider. If it remembers sometime in the past, maybe we were a child and our parents see a spider on the floor and they scream, we pattern match this spider with that spider. This picture can set off those alarm bells if a perceived threat was experienced in the past. Once those alarm bells go off, we experience a rush of emotion. That's what the E stands for. Chemicals flood our body, telling us, don't go near that, that's dangerous. And finally, the T stands for thoughts. Our brain then makes sense of this experience by saying, I'm feeling anxious. I don't feel good. Something's not right here. So, why is it important to understand this APET model? Well, the more we understand what is going on within us when we experience anxiety, the better equipped we are to manage it and deal with it and to do something about it. One of the common problems with anxiety is this feeling of, I feel like something's wrong, but I don't know what. I don't know what to do about it. I just wish I didn't feel like this. Well, understanding that if there's something that you're anxious about, it probably relates to some previous experience of that, a negative experience. Maybe if you've had to get up in front of your class at school to read a story or answer a question, and people are looking at you, and maybe you fumbled over your words. It's totally natural to have a similar response later in life at the thought of giving a speech at a wedding, for example. So understanding that anxiety is largely built upon past experiences means you can separate yourself from your body's natural response. You can pause. You can notice that rush of emotion, that automatic pattern. You can take a breath. You can separate yourself from what happened in the past and what is happening now. You can retrain your body and mind to respond differently.